Guys, this is the wonderful Phil LaMarr. So freaking talented. I'm super excited to have you today.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome. The chat is excited as well. So we have Phil here who works on Samurai Jack, Hermes from Futurama. Did I say that
Ooh,
right?
she said it right.
We like questioned it. Green Lantern from Justice League, so badass. Static from Static Shock.
Yeah.
Kit Fisto from Star Wars, and hello, you've also been in Pulp Fiction.
Right.
And Mad TV. But this is just like little no big roles, but just a snippet of what you actually do. You also do a ton of impersonations / voice matching, like because they're not caricatures. You're actually doing a really amazing job at them. Which are your favorite?
That was actually something I was going to say I backed into, but no, that's not true.
You went full force, full frontal.
My second role ever was a voice impression.
Of who?
In high school, the second play I ever did was a play called Play It Again, Sam, a Woody Allen play, where the Woody Allen character imagines Humphrey Bogart arrives and helps him through his life. So in 10th grade, I was doing Humphrey Bogart. If that plane leaves and you're not on it, you're going to regret it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon. And for the rest of your life.
Oh my God. 10th grade. So that's when you discovered that you were badass at that stuff. I bet you were doing it before though, right? Were you acting in school plays when you were younger?
I did one in 8th grade. That was it.
So that was the beginning.
Pretty much.
And then you just decided flippantly to apply to Yale University. Holy shit, that's incredible.
No, it was exciting. I mean, especially, coming from California, it was the best thing about it was getting to go live on the East Coast and experience that whole thing. Because, I'm from LA, where it's like, oh, this building here is almost 30 years old.
Yeah.
At
Yale, you're like, this has been here for so long. So you studied performing arts at Yale?
No, actually, I wound up majoring in English Lit.
Oh my God, so you're smart too. Damn.
Well, I mean, I did plays on the side, and I was lucky enough to be in a class with some really, really talented people. Josh Molina from The West Wing, Suzanne Cryer from Silicon Valley. We all did plays together.
How amazing.
In fact, actually, senior year, I did a 3-character play with a guy named Hal Brooks, who's now an amazing theater director. And the third person in the play was Paul Giamatti.
Oh my God.
It was a great way to start, because you actually learned how to act, but there were no stakes. There was no money on the line. You still had to audition and stuff.
Right.
But if you didn't get a part that you auditioned for, it's like, oh well, I got to go write a paper.
Yeah.
It wasn't your life.
Yeah.
The way it is for us now.
So talk to me about getting onto Mad TV. Was that a crazy, insane amount of auditions where you have to do a bunch of improv and you have to show how many characters you do? Or what's, for us who were born a little bit after that time,
Mm-hmm.
When was Mad TV though, the height of your existence on it?
Oh gosh, let's see. I was on Mad TV from 1995 to 2000. Mad TV, the process of auditioning. Well, I don't know if it's still this way, but auditioning for a sketch comedy show is about the worst process imaginable.
Yeah, well, it's like auditioning for SNL right now is hell.
Oh yeah. And that's where it started, because it requires you to write your own material, also read their material, just like you would in a normal acting thing. Like, okay, here's something that I don't know where it came from, but I've got to bring it to life.
Yeah.
And usually there's a couple of stages after the initial audition where they start putting you together with other people, because it's a sketch group. We got to see if you can work together.
Yeah.
And for Mad TV, I auditioned probably 3 times. It got worse after the show was established, and they had people auditioning 5, 6 times.
Well, what a learning experience, because it's kind of like working on soaps where you have to, shoot 50 to 70 pages a day. This is like training you to learn your shit, switch from one into the other. And that's something that I get asked a lot, how do you keep your character voices straight? And Mine are easy, dude. I have like 5 characters right now that are like out there, but you have like 75,000. That's why I asked you again, like, what are the top? Because you go through, I can scroll through and you've worked on video games. You've worked on all these like huge franchises. So like you have to keep your voices straight. And I don't know how the hell you do that.
Well, that's the great thing about working in voiceover. They record it.
Yeah, yeah. They're like, do you need reference? You're like, you bet I do.
Yeah.
I've done 50 voices since then. What's your favorite animation to work on that you like? If it's like a weekly gig that you can go in the booth and you're like, I love these people. These are family.
Well, that's a tough one because, I mean, it's toughest because I've been so incredibly lucky to work on great, great shows. Like, I've worked on some shows that I'd be lucky to be able to say I've worked on one of them in a career. I worked with Matt Groening, the creator of The Simpsons, on Futurama.
Awesome.
Gendy Tartakovsky on Samurai Jack. I worked with Dave Filoni on the Clone Wars. Dwayne McDuffie and Bruce Timm on Justice League. I've actually been so lucky to work on. I got to be a Jedi. I got to be a Green Lantern. And any one of those would easily be my favorite. So I have like 9, 10 favorites. Although what I've realized over the last few years, because people have always, asked me that for 10 years, like, what's your favorite? And I realized my favorite job is the next one.
Yeah.
Because it means I got another chance to play and have fun. And it's weird because a lot of times, people will judge it based on the response. Like, oh, so many people watch that show. And that's the other part that's been good is the shows like Futurama and, Justice League. Those are, and Static Shock. Those are shows that I would go back to and people I would work with again and again, over and over, anytime on anything. Actually, there was something I saw in the chat earlier, and I'm going to respond to it. No, I didn't play Fry. Wait, who said that? Somebody said that.
It doesn't matter. Who did you play?
I played Hermes Conrad, certified bureaucrat level 36. Because the premise of Futurama is that it's set in the year 3000, because we started in the year 2000. So now it would be 3021. And in the future, every business must have a certified bureaucrat to make sure there's enough paperwork being done.
Wait, somebody wants to hear your, how do I say it? Kotal Khan from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, Kotal Khan. That was actually one of the very cool jobs, working on Mortal Kombat, because that's a game I grew up playing. And, the guys, who work on that are actually...
Sorry, they're asking about Frozen 2, and somebody responds that, yes, you're Elsa. Sorry.
The internet is full of lies.
You should sing, let it go, let it go.
Actually, Frozen 2, I did not have a part in Frozen 2. I was background voices.
Additional voices.
Yeah, they do all these, basically
Voila.
anytime there's any group of people in the background of a live action or an animated thing, they hire actors to come in and fill in the voices of the extras.
You were saying about Mortal Kombat.
But yeah, in Mortal Kombat, I play the character of Kotal Khan, the Lord of Outworld, who's this, one of the big boss characters, and that was a lot of fun. One, because it was a new character, so I didn't have to worry about, messing up somebody's childhood memory of Sub-Zero. But yeah, we're getting to play Kotal Khan. Although I was bummed. It's like, oh, I don't ever get to say fatality? Damn.
What's your favorite impression to do? I know you do a good Chris Rock. I mean, you do a ton of them. Like, what brings you joy? Billy Crystal, Eddie Murphy, Michael Jackson.
Well, actually, it's funny because I stole my Eddie Murphy from Aries Spears when we were on Mad TV, because I came on to Mad TV. I'd been doing work at the Groundlings on stage, and I've been doing Michael Jackson, and obviously I knew I could do Humphrey Bogart. I think one of the first ones I did voice match for was Will Smith. And he did a movie Shark Tale. Sykes, my brother from another mother, what's happening? And he didn't want to do the game, or they couldn't afford him for the game, so I did the game.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how you do it. So I was doing Will Smith, and then I don't even know how this happened, but somebody at DreamWorks, oh no, I think because I'd done Chris Rock on Mad TV. Then I started getting hired to double him on the Madagascar movies.
Oh yeah.
Because
sound like in
I mean,
Madagascar?
because you know when they do an animated feature, that crap goes for 4 years, and they keep changing lines and changing scenes. And they want to see if it works. And Chris Rock is like, I'm not coming in 8 times. I'm coming in once.
One of the questions that came around to both of us, but I'd love you to answer that, is when you started voice acting, how did you choose which roles to audition for, or did you just audition for everything and accept every job?
See, this is one of the myths I love to dispel most. Actors don't choose. Actors get chosen.
Yes.
Now, that is a general.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are superstars, Tom Hanks, who, Tom Hanks will pick a book and turn that into a movie and then, pick his own role.
Yeah.
But the vast majority of us are rolling dice that someone else owns.
Yeah.
So it's not so much about choosing. It's like, although that would be a really interesting approach. Like, all right, it's time for me to look at my auditions and decide if I like them.
Yeah.
Nope, not going to audition for that one. No, they misspelled a word. Nope.
Yeah.
If I just decided to only pick the auditions that sounded like things that I would write myself,
Yes.
odds are I wouldn't get that part. And then I wouldn't have auditioned for one of the parts I did get.
Can you just humor me? Can you give me a little Billy Crystal? Because I love him.
Oh God, that's now this is an interesting one because in terms of impressions,
Yeah.
I didn't know I could do Billy Crystal. But we had they wrote a sketch on Mad TV, a When Harry Met Sally parody. Like it was basically When Harry Met Sally mixed with Free Willy. So it's Billy Crystal and somebody in a killer whale costume. And the funny thing is, when we were shooting it, they were scheduling everything and they realized, oh crap, we ran out of white guys. So they didn't have time to get any of the white guys to in that. It's like, Phil, can you do Billy Crystal? Probably. Let me go check. Men and whales can never be friends. The sex part always gets in the way. Everybody knows that. Come on.
Dude, that is so freaking hilarious. It's so funny. Oh my God. How about your Morgan Freeman?
Oh. Well, Morgan Freeman and like for black actors, Morgan Freeman is like what Christopher Walken is for white actors.
White dudes, yeah. But you can do a walk-in too. Everyone does a walk-in, even if it's really crappy.
But you really need to be able to do a Morgan Freeman because that is the voice of authority. That is the voice of God.
Is there one that you just get a kick out of doing? Like that's, do you do ADR for one constantly that you're just the go-to for that duder, or you can't talk about that?
I don't know. I think the most common one I do is Chris Rock. And the thing about that is most people just do on stage Chris Rock. But then there's also interview Chris Rock, and if you're going to be doing, ADR for Chris, something like that, you need to be able to do all of it. I need to be able to do Fargo Chris Rock.
So what are you working on these days that you can talk about? Or is it all super NDA?
Well, see, this is the weird thing about animation is everything I'm working on now, nobody will see for a year. So really, what you want to know is, what was I working on last year?
What were you working on last year?
Well, we did some new episodes of a show for Cartoon Network I do called Craig of the Creek, which is so good. I did some episodes of Disenchantment, Matt Groening's Netflix show, which is super fun. It's cool. Like such a funny take on like that medieval world thing. Phil,
where can all of these people find you on the socials? Because you do signings, right, for Streamily and all that fun stuff?
Yeah, I
or we're gonna get you on the Streamily train, if not.
What if I'm doing most of my signings through virtual cons.
Cool.
Like I did
Okay.
some for a couple for
Galaxy
GalaxyCon with some Justice League people, some Star Wars people.
Awesome.
But on social media, I am at Phil LaMarr, my name, all
Always.
together. 2 L's in the middle, 2 R's on the end.
Guys, thank you so much for being here. Check out Phil on all his socials. Give him a follow. He's so fucking
Aw.
talented. It was a joy to have you. It's been a tough couple days. There's been low energy, but I knew that like you'd uplift me. So I'm really, really glad to have had you here. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad to be had, baby.
All right, guys, keep booming and booping.